Hello everyone, Rurikhan here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another cons cast. I think this might be number 5, number 6. I'm not 100% sure which one we're at. Haven't done a cons cast in a while. I've been doing a lot of cons updates, so that's kind of the reason why. But anyways, I mean, a lot of stuff has been happening, as you guys probably aware. I've been doing a lot of videos in advance, simply because I've kind of gotten used to doing it like that. And that just gives me more time to sometimes do impromptu videos and whatnot. And I kind of like working like that, you know, just having stuff made in advance, because it gives me more free time to plan out other things like bonus videos and the next things I'm going to be doing. So that's one of the things that has changed recently. So today I got a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about. I want to talk about the new Dark Souls run I'm going to be doing. I want to talk about just a little bit about PlayStation 4, Alien Colonial Marines, God of War Ascension, Soul Sacrifice, a little bit about recording on the Vita and what's it like, Dragon Age 3, The Elder Scrolls Online, Guild Wars 2, live streaming, the subject of face cam on my videos, Far Cry 3, Dragon Age 1, and Warframe. I'm going to be talking to you guys about this stuff on this particular video. So starting things up, so as you guys can see, background footage for this particular video is going to be Dark Souls. And this is actually I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to edit it together, but what you're watching right now in the background is actually the preparation of my next Dark Souls run. Which is going to be something special, and I'm not really going to disclose what it's going to be about. It's going to be a tribute run. You guys are just going to have to wait and see to really watch the specifics. It's also going to be somewhat of a challenge run, so to speak. I mean, I'm not sure if I could call it a challenge run or not, because, I mean, there's just players right now out there that just do completely ridiculous things when it comes to Dark Souls. I mean, there's people doing new game plus 7 soul level 1. That's not really something I'm interested in. I'm interested in challenging, but not necessarily just grinding through the whole game as a soul level 1. But that's just me. I respect the people who do it, though. It takes a lot of patience to do that stuff. It's just, I don't think it's very entertaining for commentary purposes and whatnot. But I am working on, and actually I'm finished working on that particular Dark Souls run. The character is fully prepared to go at this point, so it's just a matter of me finishing up on the Black Iron Tarkus playthrough, and that playthrough will come after that. So, an event that's going to be happening in the near future, in the very, very near future, in the 20th of February, apparently Sony is going to be doing some kind of a press event, which a lot of people are speculating. As a matter of fact, some people are just flat out claiming and just saying it's definitely going to be this. I mean, I'm not 100% sure if it is. There's every indication that it is going to be the announcement of PlayStation 4, but I'm not exactly sure how people can just say, just flat out, yes, I'm 100% sure that that is what's going to happen, because don't know. Also, a lot of people have been talking about specs of the PlayStation 4 and what it's going to be able to do. It's going to be running games at 240 frames. Oh, but you guys can't see above this number of frames and blah, blah, blah. Be honest, I have to say that the whole talk about the specs of what the PlayStation 4 are is really something that I've just noticed that it's like, look, I don't even care that much about the specs. As long as it does, you know, I'd just like it to do at least 1080p 60 frames a second. That's good enough for me, for all games. If it does that, I'm pretty pleased with it. Because, I mean, let's face it, one of the games that I'm most excited about for this year is a PlayStation Vita title. And the Vita obviously will not have the horsepower of the PlayStation 4. So it's like, I mean, sure, you can get 10 bazillion pixels into this amount of metric whatever in your screen, and it's like, yeah, but who cares? I mean, Dark Souls is not the most graphically stunning game. It looks pretty good. That's all it really needs. I mean, let's look, for instance, to my opinion, on Crysis 3. I booted up Crysis 3 on my PC the other day. I put all the settings on maximum, the game slowed to a crawl. And I'm looking at the game, and I'm even looking at it and saying, this game does not look that good to be slowing my computer down to a crawl. It doesn't even look that good. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't get it, but I don't care that much about graphics. As long as you're doing, 1080p, 60 frames a second, I mean, I'm pleased with that. I mean, the only reason I'm really upset with 720p graphics right now, even, is because my monitor that I'm using does not properly display 720p. I mean, sure, it can display 720p, but it doesn't look that good. It looks very blurry and very bleh, basically, because it's not a TV monitor. It's an actual computer monitor, and I play PlayStation through it, and it's just 720p doesn't look that good. That's even one of the main reasons why I care, because, I mean, last night, I was at a friend's house. He has this big screen TV. We were playing Far Cry 3 on his PlayStation 3 co-op. Sure, the frames suffered a little bit, but to be honest, I didn't care that much because it looked pretty damn good on screen. So, I mean, sure, does it look better on my computer at 1080p, 60 frames a second, whatever? Yeah, it does, but it looked good enough to be playable on my friend's PlayStation, so who gives a damn? At the end of the day, what do you care? Graphical fidelity or gameplay experience? Me personally, gameplay experience. So everybody obsessing over the specs of the PlayStation 4, I'm like, meh, whatever. Whatever. And in the future, I might even be doing a PlayStation versus Microsoft video kind of thing. This is not it. I just want to tell you guys, 20th of February, something important is going to be going down on Sony. Most likely PlayStation 4, but to be honest, I'm not that concerned about the specs. My main concern is that will it run games at 1080p, 60 frames a second, just so that I don't have to look at 720p anymore? Does it? Cool. Does it run PlayStation 3 games? Awesome. Perfect. That's all I really need. So something that might be coming up on the channel soon rather than later. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to give you guys any guarantees, but I am thinking about getting Aliens Colonial Marines. A couple of my friends might be getting this game as well, so I might be doing some post commentary on it, or even some live commentary, depending on the people that I'll be playing with. Still don't know if that's going to happen or not. But you guys know that I'm a sucker for co-op, and if I actually get people to play Aliens Colonial Marines with me, it's going to be awesome. So I'm seriously considering purchasing Aliens Colonial Marines for the PC. So yeah, that's one of the things that I'm considering getting and that you guys might be seeing in the channel soon. Something else that you're going to see coming March 12th, 13th, not 100% sure, is going to be God of War Ascension. Yes, I'm most definitely going to be covering God of War Ascension. I want to do a lot of the multiplayer on this game because I really enjoyed the little time that I spent on the beta. I really enjoyed it. I loved playing the game, and so definitely I want to cover some of the multiplayer on it. Not exactly sure if I want to do a full playthrough on the single-player storyline. That's a possibility. Tell me in the comments if that is something that you guys would like to see or not, but that is definitely something that I am interested in. Something else that's going to be coming, well, this one is not really going to be coming anytime soon. It's actually going to be coming on the 1st of May, and that is going to be Soul Sacrifice. Probably you guys already know that I'm interested in this game. I didn't have a chance to play any demos on it. I watched a couple of ENB videos on it, but I'll be honest, I did not watch a lot of ENB videos on it because I don't want to spoil myself. I know what ENB is doing. He's doing guides and whatnot so that you can get maximum, scores and stuff like that. And that's not something I want to watch because I want to figure that stuff out myself. I don't know. I know maybe I'm weird like that, but that's stuff I like to figure out by myself, optimize by myself, discover my own spells, learn my own strategies. That's just the way I roll. I like learning that stuff by myself. So that's definitely something that you guys can expect to see on the channel. The main problem with this title is its release date, 1st of May. In case you guys don't know, I'm getting married on the 5th of May. So that game has a pretty bad release window for me at this point. And there's actually another game that also has a pretty bad release window for me at this point, which is The Last of Us. Yet again, another game that I'm extremely interested in, that I'm most likely going to pre-order, and I will most definitely be doing a full playthrough on this game, which is The Last of Us. It looks amazing. It's actually one of those zombie games that I feel I can get into because there's like a bazillion zombie games, and honestly, I seem to end up never liking most of them, but this one seems like one that I could really get into. I mean, Naughty Dog is amazing. I love the Uncharted series, and it's just, I want to see what they do with it. And so far, everything that I've seen on that game is getting me excited and pumped. And again, 7th of May, I'm getting married on the 5th of May, 2 days after my wedding. Thank you, Naughty Dog. How about you delay that for about a month? I'd really appreciate that, because it would give me time to get started on Soul Sacrifice. And even then, I mean, get started on Soul Sacrifice is going to be very, very hard, because, again, I'm pretty sure those first few days before the wedding are going to be pretty friggin' chaotic. So, yeah. Another problem that I'm going to be having once Soul Sacrifice actually comes out is the Vita. Oh my God, Sony, why do you do this to me? It's so hard for me to capture footage on the Vita. Like, I would have a metric ton of Monster Hunter videos up on my channel right now if it was easier to record on the Vita. I would have more, I might even have more Gravity Rush on it. I might consider doing a full playthrough of Gravity Rush, because you guys seem to really love it. And I would love to show you Gravity Rush some more, but I mean, it is not feasible to really play Gravity Rush for extended periods of time while recording on a PlayStation Vita, because it's very, very hard. There's a lot of motion stuff associated with it. I mean, I don't get it. Why doesn't Sony just fix a way for us to record the Vita? And I realized that the reason why they didn't put an HDMI out on the Vita, I realized why they didn't do it, because a lot of people have been saying as well, which is they would like to just turn the Vita on directly to a TV screen and just have it output stuff there and play on their TV screens. And I realized why Sony doesn't want this. They don't want this because obviously they want to keep selling PlayStation 3s. I get it. But the thing is, if that is the whole problem, I have a real easy solution. And if anyone has any contacts in Sony and is watching this video, look, it's as easy as this. Your PlayStation Vita could stream to your PlayStation 3. That way, you would not hurt your PlayStation 3 sales, and you could still play Vita on the screen, and it would allow me to actually record PlayStation Vita footage. It's that simple. It would solve everybody's problems in regarding to recording Vita footage, because most people are getting all these weird setups. I've seen all kinds of weird setups. Me personally, this is the latest thing that I've done. If you guys can see this properly on the camera, hopefully. This is a Vita stand designed by me specifically to put my Vita somewhere in here and basically keep it steady so that I can actually record PlayStation Vita footage. And it's terrible. I hate doing it. I mean, it's not comfortable to grip your Vita while you're doing this, and you're not comfortable while you're playing games. And playing Monster Hunter is a game that really requires you to be comfortable so that you can use all of the available commands and all that stuff. And even to a worse degree, Gravity Rush. Gravity Rush also requires you to be very comfortable and actually move the Vita around for some of the content. It's just not feasible. It's so frustrating to record PlayStation Vita. I really wish that Sony would do something like to fix this. I mean, just have the Vita stream footage to the PlayStation 3. That way, you still sell PlayStation 3s. Most people that bought a Vita most likely have a PlayStation 3, and they can stream it to the PlayStation 3, play it on the big screen if they want. I think all of us at this point are aware of the fact that if you scale up the video that's on a Vita, that it's not going to look as good as it does on the Vita screen. I think everyone's aware of that. And if you're not aware of that, well, maybe you should get your head checked, because, I mean, it's basic math. If it looks this good when it's on a tiny screen, if you stretch it up, it's not going to look as good. Not that hard to figure that out, really. So, seriously, Sony, get us a solution to capture footage from the Vita, because by the time Soul Sacrifice comes out, I need to have a proper solution. Regarding Monster Hunter, I'm considering if I'm going to be following up with more videos from Monster Hunter Tri or Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, because I really want to do Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, but it's very frustrating to record that. Very, very frustrating. So I might just do Monster Hunter Unite for fun and capture more on Monster Hunter Tri. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. But I definitely want to do more Monster Hunter, cover more Monster Hunter on my channel. That's definitely one of my objectives. Now, regarding Dragon Age 3, I told you guys, I think, when I started Dragon Age 1, that I want to play through Dragon Age 1 and Dragon Age 2 so that I'll have a save game that went, you know, do the whole Mass Effect thing. Have a save game that goes through all the game series. The problem is, I mean, Dragon Age 2 is not really that well connected to Dragon Age 1, in my opinion. It's I know, that's my opinion. There's several opinions on that particular subject. My opinion is that it's just not very well connected together. And I also don't like the fact that they tried to midway put us a Commander Shepard midway through the series. It doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really strike me as a good idea. So, not exactly sure what they plan on doing with Dragon Age 3. I do know that it's going to be divided with the it's going to be developed by with the Frostbite 2 engine. So obviously Battlefield's 3 engine, simply because EA is putting everything they have now on that engine. And I am kind of excited about it, but at the same time, I'm really, really scared. And you guys don't know, what do you mean you're scared? I'm scared that EA is going to pull a Dead Space 3 on me again, which is, I was kind of excited for Dead Space 3. Then they say, oh, we're going to do this, and we're going to have microtransactions on our fully priced game. And I realize that a lot of people say, oh, but you don't need it, whatever. But look at it this way. In Diablo 3, theoretically, you didn't need to go to the auction house. Guess what? I had shit drops all the time I played Diablo 3, so I was forced to go to the auction house. The game was developed around forcing players to go to the auction house. And I'm pretty sure that EA is going to do adjustments, if it hasn't already, to Dead Space 3 to make sure that you're forced into doing microtransactions. I haven't even seen how the microtransaction system works. A friend of mine told me, oh, when you're crafting your weapon and you're missing materials, a little icon shows up, oh, press triangle to go ahead and go here and buy some more of the materials you're missing. That is bullshit. That is immersion breaking. That is the same shit that BioWare pulled on us with Dragon Age 1. If you guys remember that, they pulled one just like that, where back in the encampment in Dragon Age 1, when you get there and there's a dude there's like, oh, I got some quest for you. You got to get tucked, dude. Oh, you need to help me, my family, do all these things. And then he just says, you go ahead and you talk to the guy and you tell him, oh yeah, I'll help you. I'll help your family. We'll figure this out. And obviously the Grey Wardens are going to receive some benefit from your, what was it? It was some kind of fortress he had or something. I don't know, something like that. And then you're like, yeah, I accept the quest. And the guy tells me, good, that'll be $12.99. That was so immersion breaking that, oh my God, nobody should do DLC like that. And if we look at the past history on this game, on Dragon Age, we have a very good example of things not to do, like the example I just gave you. And then we also had on Dragon Age 2 the fact that there was a character that was launched on DLC, and the DLC was available at the PlayStation Store before the game even came out. I mean, really? Please don't pull any of those stunts on Dragon Age 3, because otherwise I'm going to be forced to just do the same thing I did for Dead Space 3 and tell you guys, well, if this is the way you want to do it, well, fuck you then. I'm not supporting your game. I'm not playing your game. So I really, really hope they're not going to pull a Dead Space 3 on me, but knowing EA as I do at this point, they're just a blight in this industry. They really are. It's all they are. They're a blight. They're a postulous blight on this industry, and they need to go away. They need to either shift the way they're thinking to stop nickel and diming gamers, or they need to fuck themselves. I mean, seriously, I would rather the gaming industry tell me, look, this game is going to cost $10 more because of inflation. Because a lot of people talk about inflation, and I realize that. I realize that inflation and all that stuff just means that games should have been getting more expensive, and they haven't. Well, honestly, if that's what needed to happen, they need to just say, look, games are going to flat out cost $10 more from now on. Done. Stop this goddamn nickel and diming. Tell me, look, the finished product is now more expensive. That's all you got to tell me. That's all you got to tell me because of inflation. Whatever. Make the game cost $70. Done. Don't give me no, oh, this DLC and this thing and this microtransaction and my balls and this and whatever. It's like, oh, you want this weapon? Okay, here's the weapon. Oh, you want the ammo on it? Well, you got to pay for that. You know, that's just ridiculous. And I really hope they don't pull that on Dragon Age 3. Another game that I will be checking out this year will most likely be The Elder Scrolls Online. And you guys might be wondering, whoa, The Elder Scrolls Online? What the hell are you talking about, Rurikhan? Well, here's the thing. I've been missing some MMO action, and you guys might say, oh, but what about Guild Wars and all the stuff you said? Guild Wars was awesome. Guild Wars is awesome, but Guild Wars has a problem. Guild Wars 2 has one big problem. And hopefully I will have solved part of this problem myself for my own personal situation by the time that Elder Scrolls Online comes out. But one of the main issues I have right now is that when Guild Wars 2 started, I had no guild. And not having a guild in a game that's called Guild Wars 2, you know, it's kind of a little bit of a problem. So we started that whole guild thing with nacho cheese and guns, nacho cheese, guns, and Vax, and we had the whole con guild going. But I mean, that didn't really go anywhere because, like I said, I'm not a guild leader. I suck at guild leading, and with the schedule that I keep, it's very hard for me to actually maintain a guild. So I mean, I'm hoping that by the time The Elder Scrolls Online is released, I'll be a part of some community that's going to be starting out as a guild, so to speak, in The Elder Scrolls Online. So I'm actively searching for a community that would be willing to accept the fact that my schedule is pretty hectic and would be willing to have me in a guild for The Elder Scrolls Online. So I'm actively looking for something like that so that when Elder Scrolls Online hits, I can actually do some proper coverage on it and whatnot, because I do feel I miss playing an MMO. I miss that sense of community of logging into a Ventrilo or a TeamSpeak or something, hanging out with people. I miss that a little bit because I've just been doing mostly the stuff that I do can be recorded in single player. So it's, you know, I kind of miss that experience. So yeah, the other thing that Guild Wars 2 came as a big problem to me is, look, I have no guild. But it's okay. I have no guild. I want to do dungeons. No group finder. And then they put in the Fractals dungeon, which completely segregates the community. And that just that upsetted me a little bit because it was so hard. One of the things that I really hate in an MMO is sitting in a town, spamming trade chat or whatever chat I happen to be spamming on, looking for group, and just saying, looking for group to do this dungeon, and when you get Fractals, you're like, looking for group for Fractals level 3, and then someone looking for group for Fractals level 11, looking for group for Fractals level 5, and you're like, oh my god, no. Why can't you just have a group finder that I can just say I want to do this dungeon and I can do it, you know? I really hope The Elder Scrolls Online doesn't make this mistake. I really hope that they have a dungeon finder from the get-go, because like I've been saying, an MMO at this point in time that does not have a dungeon finder implemented straight up, they're doing it wrong. They're just doing it wrong. So Guild Wars 2 is still an amazing game if you have a guild. And I don't have a guild at this point. And I was just playing it like a single player game. And while it's still an amazing game, I just got bored of it. That was the problem. So, and at this point, I kind of feel that I've missed the boat on the whole thing. So it's like, I just want to, when the next MMO comes out, which is going to be The Elder Scrolls Online, I want to try and just hop on board, see if I can hook up with a community before then. And if you guys know any community that would be interested. But, I mean, let's face it, I don't want to join a guild that's like going to be all drama and bullshit and anything like that. And I also don't want to join a guild that's going to be like, everybody's going to play hardcore for 2 weeks and then just give up. That's not what I'm looking for. So, but if you guys are aware of guilds and whatnot, they're going to join Elder Scrolls Online, just let me know somehow. So, yeah. So that's what happened with Guild Wars 2, in case you guys are curious, because I've been getting a lot of questions. Are you still playing Guild Wars 2? Can I join your guild? I'm not managing any guild, and I haven't actively been playing Guild Wars 2 because I don't have a guild. And there's no group finder, because I want to do more dungeons, and there's no group finder for me to do dungeons. I might do a video on Guild Wars 2 just to explain the latest build that I had on my character, but apart from that, there's not a whole lot more that I'm going to do with Guild Wars 2 because of the way it all turned out. Also, a lot of people had been asking me last year about how do I do the stuff that I do. I mean, how do you do your video game recording, your live recording, all that stuff. How do you do that stuff? And I finally made the tutorial, which I thought was a pretty decent video to explain to everyone how that works, so you guys can stop asking me that question. And if anyone ever asks me that question again, I'd say just look up the tutorial. It's there. It's in the channel. Go look it up, see it, because I've had that question asked to me quite a bit. And I realize that a lot of YouTubers kind of keep that thing secret. Not me. I don't give a damn. I just don't care, because, like I said, a YouTuber's value needs to come, a YouTuber that does the kind of stuff that I do, his value needs to come from his commentary, not necessarily all the secret techniques that he uses, all the stuff that's happening behind the scenes. It needs to come from his commentary, and that's it. So there's a tutorial for that. You guys can check that out if you're interested. Also, I might be telling you guys a way to actually get more than 20K on the AverMedia. Actually, someone has already done it. Maybe I'll just link to his video, because someone has figured out a way to kind of, it's not really to hack the AverMedia, but the AverMedia can record higher than 20,000 of bitrate, which is pretty damn sweet. I'm actually, currently I've started recording at 100,000. You guys should see the results of that on the 20th episode of Far Cry 3. You guys might notice a little bit of a difference. It might look a little bit sharper than it used to, so just it's kind of cool. I might do something on that topic as well. Also, in regards to live streaming, because I told you guys I want to do more live streams. But it's just my situation with Twitch is extremely complicated, because I got partnered through Twitch. I got partnered in Twitch through TGN, and now TGN is going through a restructuring, and it's just a big mess. Nobody can access my account. Nobody knows what's going on. I've never gotten paid, and my Twitch situation is just one big mess. So I've been doing a little research on what I can do to try and live stream better on YouTube, because I've done it before using the whole Google Hangouts thing. But Google Hangouts, just let me just tell you, it sucks balls live streaming through Google Hangouts. So that just sucks. At least for the type of stuff that I do, it sucks. I guess if you're doing some kind of podcast thing with other YouTubers, it kind of works. But for the stuff that I do, it just sucks, and I hate it, and I never wanted to use it again. But I think I've kind of managed to figure out a way to properly live stream to YouTube. So I might be doing some experimentation on that. And the good thing is that YouTube will actually notify you guys ahead of time when I live stream. So I don't even have to tell you guys. I don't have to make a specific live stream video on YouTube. Oh, look, I'm going to be live streaming at this time on this day. All I got to really do is just set up the live stream thing, and YouTube will warn you, which is pretty good. Also, I'd like to touch a little bit on the subject of face cam in my videos, because you guys will be seeing a tendency for me to drop the face cam on a couple of videos, simply because I feel that on some videos it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, for instance, on the Far Cry 3, I felt it didn't really add that much to the series. On the other hand, on Dark Souls, I feel I should keep it, because on Dark Souls, I feel it does add some value to the series, as well as if I ever cover another Dead Space game, eventually, if EA decides to drop their microtransaction bullshit, which I find really hard. I do think that Dead Space also has an advantage to having a face cam, but I feel that other stuff doesn't, like Far Cry 3. You guys might also notice that on a lot of new game pluses that I'm working on currently, they don't have the face cam as well. And I feel that there are some videos where the face cam belongs and other videos where the face cam does not belong. And right now, the one guarantee I can give you is that I don't intend to remove it for Dark Souls. Dark Souls, I think it's just a given at this point that the face cam should be there, because it's fun. But the thing is, a lot of people use the face cam in what I feel is an obnoxious way. Now, I don't want to name any names, so I'm not going to name any names from YouTubers that I feel use it in an obnoxious way. But I think that, here's the thing. The reason why I do the face cam, the reason why I started doing the face cam is simply because the software, back in the day when I recorded World of Warcraft in my Macintosh, the software automatically recorded camera as well. And I just thought, oh, it'd be cool to have the camera there. I think it'd be cool. So that's why I started doing it. And from there on out, I just thought, oh, this really adds value to some of my videos, so I'm going to keep doing it. And I kept on doing the face cam thing. But the thing about me doing the face cam is that I try to keep, I don't try to do anything. It's just the reactions that you guys do is usually the reactions I would make regardless if the camera was there or not. So the only reason I do the face cam thing is that you guys can watch my reactions to a game and you can watch how I'm actually reacting. I don't do the whole exaggerating, oh my god, I can't believe that happened, oh my god, it's the end of the world, oh my god. I don't do that stuff, and I don't like doing that stuff, and I feel that a lot of people who do that stuff is just, I don't know. I feel that it's cheap entertainment, so to speak, and fake bullshit. So it's like, that's not the reason why I want the face cam in there in the first place. It's just, if something funny happens in the game and I actually start laughing, it's just something that I would naturally laugh. I would laugh in my commentary regardless if the camera was watching me or not. Also, you see me facepalming a lot. I facepalm in real life when shit goes bad for me. I actually do. I just like, oh man, fuck. You know, it happens in real life. And I could fake that shit, but I don't. And that's not the reason why I put it up there. But anyways, I just wanted you guys to know that if you notice a trend of me removing it from some games, is because I feel it doesn't add any value to that specific game. One of those games is Far Cry 3. You guys will notice, I think, from episode, I want to say 17th. From episode 17 onward, you'll notice there's no face cam in Far Cry 3 anymore, and I have no intention of bringing it back. Speaking of Far Cry 3, I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be continuing the playthrough all the way. I've gotten to a pretty decisive point in the game, and I've heard several people say that from that point onward, the game is not as interesting. So I'm not going to give out any spoilers, and please, because I know that a lot of you that are watching this already know what I'm talking about, I want to tell you guys, please don't spoil it for anyone, and if you do, I will remove your comment as fast as I possibly can. And also, I might even block you because I'm actively asking you not to spoil it for people. So just throwing that out there. But anyways, after that point, I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be continuing playing it or not. Also, because here's the thing: Colonial Marines might be coming. God of War might be coming. I need to make room to play some of this stuff because I'm not going to go into the mistake of playing 4 games at the same time and recording it again. It's just not going to happen. So just throwing that out there. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue past that point that a lot of you guys already know what it's about. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue playing past that point. I mean, I'm going to continue playing it and finish it. I'm just not sure if I'm going to continue recording it because I also feel that at that point, there's been enough of the game. Like, to me, if the game had ended at that point, it would have been perfect. And a lot of people tell me that it should have ended at that point because it gets boring after it, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check it out by myself and see, but as usual, let me know if you guys want to see it all the way or not. You can drop me a comment in this video for that effect as well. I seem to be moving my hands a lot today for whatever reason. It's also because I'm kind of in a hurry because I need to leave soon. So finishing up, I only wanted to talk a little bit about Dragon Age because like I told you guys, I want to be covering a couple of new games that are going to be coming out, and Dragon Age is obviously a game that's going to take a long time to cover. But I do want to do more Dragon Age. The problem with Dragon Age Origins is that me recording 90 minutes at a time and uploading, then waiting a couple of days and recording another 90 minutes, I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to finish it at a reasonable pace because, remember, I also want to do Dragon Age 2. So one of the things that I'm considering is, since I'm going to be trying some YouTube live streaming, I want to try and transform Dragon Age into a live stream kind of thing. And once I'm done with the live stream, then uploading it as an actual video onto YouTube, which then might just become a video of 2 hours or whatever, just straight up. I'll just divide it in videos of 2 hours, and you guys can watch me play Dragon Age straight up for 2 hours instead of doing this whole half-hour bullshit, because half hour is not a decent timing for Dragon Age anyways, in my opinion. You need to play it for longer, especially in the difficulty that I'm playing of Nightmare, because some of the fights take too long, like the whole merry-go-round failure thing. That's just such a long-ass fight, especially the way I was doing it, because I've been failing a lot. And that way it will also allow you guys to give me advice in real time, because I'll admit, my Dragon Age is very, very rusty. But that is something that we'll see. It might become a live stream thing, and at which point I'll just play through Dragon Age 1 and Dragon Age 2 straight up, live stream the whole damn thing, and upload everything onto my channel. You guys can then keep on checking it out. And we will have that save game that I'm talking about so that I can go into Dragon Age 3 if EA doesn't pull another Dead Space 3 on us. And yeah. Also, just a kind of an ending little shout out that I wanted to give to a game is definitely Warframe, because a lot of you guys have criticized Warframe, but you need to realize Warframe is still in closed beta. There's still a lot of room for improvement, and I find that a lot of people who have played it are actually just straight out bitching at the game. And I would just like to really tell you guys, look, how about trying to actually do something positive and do some proper comments on Warframe. Go to their forums, give them feedback, be constructive instead of, oh, this sucks, it's going to get boring and blah, 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 it gets old too fast, or this system sucks and this sucks and this. It's just, there was so much criticism on that Warframe video that I did, and even today I played a little bit of Warframe and I was like, I don't get it. Why do people criticize this game so heavily? Maybe you guys have played too much of it and I haven't played enough. Maybe that's the case, but I don't know. Every time I play that game, I have fun. I played it today, did another mission, had fun. I like the game. And I don't understand why people seem not... They actually seem to be trying not to like it. I don't understand why. Again, I would just like to encourage you guys. Go to the forums. Give them feedback. I mean, that's really all I had. And this is going to be the ending of Kast, whatever number, because I have to leave now. I'm actually late at this point to something that I had to do today. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. I'll upload this as fast as possible. Today is the... I can't believe I'm saying the date at the end of the video. Today is the 9th of February. Hopefully I'll upload this on the same day at midnight. We will see how that goes. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.